Hello everyone, my name is Mate Safridul Atukolan, my class 192.2A.04. My name is 192301139. Here I explain the first topic, namely malicious software. What is malicious software? Malicious software, also known as malware, is a set of software that aims to harm other users and carry out criminal or bad intention in some form, and there are several common purpose. Hackers use malware as a weapon against individual or organization. Here are some of them, such as financial activities, activism, revenge, infamy, challenge, and subversion. Okay. How does malicious software work? One of the most important things to know about malicious software is that it is not limited to computer. In fact, any device that can connect to the internet is vulnerable to being infected by malware. That means your business enterprise are at a higher risk of malicious software intrusion. There are many different things that hacker might do once a device is infected. Here is a rundown of the most common. Number one, taking control. Attacker is hacker who can infect your device, and the hacker might have the right to the full control of the device. This negative impact includes changing and resetting password, installing program, and of even theft of intellectual property. In essence, anything on your device that has been infected can be accessed by hacker. Number two, ransomware attack. Ransomware attack generally target large companies or organizations with the goal of gaining access to your computer and device through phishing or items to obtain user data and then infect your device with malicious software. After encrypting the hard drives, they demand large sums of money in exchange of regaining access to their own system and or data. In theory, once the amount is paid, the hacker removes the encrypting. However, there are no guarantees. Number three, keyloggers. As mentioned, ransomware attacks tend to target large organizations rather than individuals. When it comes to exploiting individuals financially, hackers tend to use keylogging. Infecting someone's device with malicious software that allows them hacker to observe someone's activity, for example, viewing, following, and recording of someone's. This is massive privacy breach, but the biggest risk is their ability to gain access to sensitive information such as credit card details, on banking logging details, and more. Although keylogging attacks are typical on a much smaller scale than ransomware, they are just as serious for the individual. Number four, apt malware. Hackers often use malicious software for personal reasons. For example, they may be carrying out vendettas against organizations or individuals who they believe have done them wrong. In the case of apt malware, it's more about individuals targeting other individuals familiar to them. This might be a spouse, a former partner, or any other kind of acquaintance. In cases such as this, apt malware, advanced persistent threat malware, may be used to gather information about the target without being detected. Essential apt malware allows hackers to gain access to systems and learn undetected in the background of them. In doing so, they can gather information about their targets without drawing attention to themselves. While it may seem relatively benign, the use of malware against individuals is often incredibly sinister and a cause for alarm. Hacker can use information gained by this method to to find out personal information about individuals that may leave them vulnerable. In fact, in the most extreme cases, malware have been used by malicious personalities such as stalkers and even murdered by serial killer to track down their target and do them harm. Next, 5 Trojans. Trojans are programs that appear to be trusted program to access device. People don't even think long enough to download that the Trojan is reputable and safe software. However, a Trojan is actually a malicious device, the constant coder that aims to hijack system control or upload sensitive data from your network to a remote network that can be used for abuse by hacker. Next, password cracker. Password cracker are a form of malicious software that wants to know someone's password to gain access to your device or account for illegal purpose. Fortunately, running a password cracker is a very time-consuming process. Furthermore, the longer and more complex your password, the more options there are statistically ensured. This means it will take far long for the password cracker to guess your password. This gives you and your cybersecurity software for more time to detect and eliminate the malware. Number 7, worms. Worms are type of malicious software. This worm virus is not only capable injecting or infecting files, but also worms can replicate or duplicate by making copies of themselves. Worm virus spread via the internet, of course, using email. Example, the form is called I love you, which may be interesting to open for every email recipient, and after clicking, there will be an attachment or information love letter for you.txt.pbs. Next, how to protect yourself or your organization from malicious software. Clearly, malicious software can be incredibly harmful to your personal device, given that it's always preferable to entirely prevent a security incident than deal with ramifications afterwards. Here are a few ways you can try and get ahead of potential hacker. Number 1, always use a strong password. The stronger your password, the better your chance of avoiding being hacked. But what? Continue to use a strong password. There are several aspects of password that are important to create a strong password. Length should be between 18 and 20 characters that are hard to guess but easy to remember. Number 2, the password must contain at least one number or symbol. It should, number 3, it should not contain dictionary words or words that are easy to guess. Number 5, password must consist of upper and lower case letters. The thing is to create a strong password that you can do is create a password that really doesn't make sense. That's why the chance of your password being discovered will be much smaller. Make sure you can remember it. Next, digital disguises. For malicious software to work effectively, it must first be designed or created for an operating system such as Windows, Apple, or Linux. If the malware that infects your device is made compatible with with a different operating system that the one you use, then it will be ineffective or will not work. So it is possible to use it against a hacker by disguising your operating system. You can confuse and deter hacker. Next, number three, be careful when clicking. Phishing is one. Be careful of number three. Be careful of where you click. Phishing is one of the most common source of hacks and virus because fraud is not always easy to detect. Pay extra attention to being careful not to click on links you don't know. The source of this phishing takes the form of a link embedded with malware that will infect your device after you click on it. There's no easy way to prevent this. If you already clicked on it, it, the, it is best to be careful when receiving emails from unknown senders and train your staff on some of the key signs of phishing emails. Okay. Next, number four, stay updated. Hacker and software developers are constantly trying to outsmart each other, coming up with innovative ways to hack system and sophisticated ways to trick hacker. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. Therefore, one the best things the prevent malicious software and what you can do to protect yourself is to ensure your devices are always updated. Computer systems are constantly being adapted and changed to ensure they offer the best protection for you and your data from malicious software, also known as malware. In short, the more updated your software is, the safer and more protected you are from malicious software. Next, number five, work with reputable cybersecurity solution vendor. One of the best ways to protect yourself and prevent cybersecurity threats is through a multifaceted cybersecurity solution architecture. Example of software include next generation firewall such as Stanford NGAF, endpoint security, cloud-based SaaS, SASE, and other security solutions that can be used to lock down your cloud location against malicious software. Every business will have a different set of needs and requirements, so be sure to talk to a specialist to find out what exactly is required. Next, final thought on malicious software. Although the internet provides unlimited opportunities and has unlimited potential for innovation and development, however, the internet also carries the potential for dangers and malicious activity. Although not all types of hacking and malicious software can be prevented from causing damage, and advance in technology provide greater opportunities for users to be able to protect themselves from malicious software. Okay. Next, the next topic is inside a computer. The first is motherboard computer. The motherboard is a computer component in the form of a circuit board. This is the board that holds the CPU, memory, connector for hard drives and optical drives. expensive cards to control video and audio and connection to your computer ports, such as USB ports. The motherboard is connected directly or indirectly to every component of the computer. Number two, CPU or processor computer. The central processing unit or CPU, also called the processor, is located inside the computer casing on the motherboard and is also known as the brain of the computer. And its job is to carry out computer commands. Every time you press a key, click a mouse, or start an application, you send instruction to the CPU. And the CPU is usually a 2-inch ceramic square with silicon chip located inside. The chip is usually the size of the thumbnail. The CPU is installed in the motherboard CPU socket, which is operated by a heat sink, an object that absorbs heat from the CPU. Processor speed is measured in megahertz or millions of instructions per second, and gigahertz or billions of instructions per second. A faster processor can execute instructions more quickly. However, computer speed actually depends on the speed of various components, not just the processor. Okay. Number three, RAM or random access memory computer. RAM is your system sort the memory or what is known as permanent memory. This memory functions to store temporary files and this memory cannot be changed. RAM is shaped like a flat, square circuit board with memory chips installed. Wherever, whenever your computer performs a calculation, it temporarily stores the data in RAM until it is needed. This short-term memory is lost when the computer is turned off. If you're working on a document, spreadsheet, or other type of file, you should save it. You don't lose it. When you save a file, the data is written to the hard drive, which serves as long-term storage. Number four, hard drive computer. A hard drive is where software, documents, and other files are stored. The concept of a hard drive is to store long-term files and data, meaning that the data remains stored and not temporary even if you turn off or unplug the computer. When you run a program or open a file, the computer copies some data from the hard drive to run. When you save a file, the data is copied back to the hard drive. The faster the hard drive, the faster your computer can start and load programs. Okay. Number five, power supply computer. The power supply unit in a computer converts power from the wall outlet into the tip of electrical power needed by the computer. It sends electrical power through cables to the motherboard and other components. The power supply constantly changes the electric voltage current so that it does not exceed the maximum limit and converts high voltage power current into normal or low voltage current. Okay. Next, expansion card. Expansion card that increase the performance capability of a computer. Most computers have expansion slot on the motherboard that allow you to add various types of expansion card. These are sometimes called peripheral component interconnect cards or PCI cards for short. However, it is not recommended to add PCI cards, as most motherboards have video, sound, networking, and other capabilities. However, if you want to improve your computer performance or update the capability of an old computer, you can always add one or more tab. Okay, video card or VGA. A video card is expansion card that allows computer to send graphic information to a video display device such as a monitor. The video card is responsible for the video display of what you see on the monitor. Most computers have a GPU, uh, also known graphic processing unit, built into the motherboard rather than having a separate video card. If you like playing graphics intensive games or better graphics, you can add a fast video card to one of the expansion slots for better performance. Next, sound card. Sound card is also called audio card. Is an expansion card that allows a computer to send audio information to an audio device, such as a speaker, a pair of headphones attached. Its job is to produce the sound you hear through the speaker or headphones on your computer, such as listening to sound from a video game, listening to music, a movie. Most motherboards have integrated sound, but you can upgrade to a dedicated sound card to get better, higher quality sound. Next, network card. Network cards are also called NEC, or also called NIC, or network interface cards. A network card is expansion card used to connect a computer to a network using a network cable. Network cards allow your computer to communicate over a network and access the internet. It can be connected with an Ethernet cable or via a wireless connection, often called Wi-Fi. Many motherboards have internet network connection, and network cards can also be added to expansion slot on the motherboard. Next, Bluetooth adapter computer. Bluetooth card or adapter. Bluetooth is a technology for short-range wireless connection. It is often used in computers to connect such as with wireless keyboards, mouse and printers. It is usually installed on the motherboard or included in a wireless network card for computers that don't have Bluetooth. You can purchase a USB adapter, often called USB dongle. Okay, and this is the source of the first topic, malicious software, and the second topic inside a computer. Thank you for watching my presentation video. See you.